Shalom, Israel. Shalom. It's your brother Malak. Hopefully everyone is doing wonderful today. You know, family, I've been out here walking in the garden, checking out the garden, checking out the fruit, the vegetables that I've planted, you know. And I know many of us are going into the Feast of Weeks or celebrating the Feast of Weeks, what they call Shavuot in the Hebrew. And during this feast, we would offer up the best of the best fruit that we had to offer up to the Most High, you know. And I think a lot of times we overlook the spiritual aspect of it, you know. And I've been guilty of this myself, you know. And when I say the spiritual aspect of it, I mean looking at ourselves as a living sacrifice to see if we without blemish, to see if we are without blemish and worthy of offering up ourselves as a living sacrifice to the Most High. And as I begin to do some self-examining, you know, and I have to be real serious, I have to be really, really open and honest with myself first and foremost, and not making an excuse, but looking at the grip that this world have on us, this place have on us, you know. And for me, family, you know, I know I struggle with things, lust of this world, whether it's material possessions, even women. I mean, I love the daughters of Zion, and before I came into the truth, I've defiled many sisters, and I have to repent for that. I have to bring that to the Most High, you know. And I don't think a lot of us, especially a lot of us brothers, really take this really serious, you know. And it's really humbling for me to be around brothers and sisters where we can have these adult conversations and be true with ourselves, you know. Because I know a lot of people do a lot of lip service, man, and you know it's you know they know who they are, but when it comes down to really standing up and being true to this walk and looking at yourself, you know, examine yourself really, really, really according to the scriptures, you know. You know, that's scary for a lot of people, you know. You know, because we want to be self-righteous. We are self-righteous. You know, we're stiff-necked people. But anyway, you know, not to beat on that, but yes, I had to really look at myself and do some self-examining, and I had to bring that to the Most High, you know, and ask for forgiveness, and even reached out to, you know, people that I knew in my life, you know, and when I was in the world, and asked for forgiveness, you know. And I'm not saying, you know, this wasn't, I was, you know, I've been a pretty, I guess a pretty decent person, even in the world. But when we match what we think when we think we are, when we match that against the scriptures, I mean, we really see that we're not as good as we think we are. We were not, or we are not as good as we think we are. And I had to really be honest with myself about that. You know. So anyway, you know, dealing with Feast of Weeks, Shavuot, I got a chance to really, really sit back, and for the last few weeks I've been saying that, doing some self-examining, really, really looking at myself, examining myself, you know. And again, like I said, I lust for many things, you know, the material things of this world, you know, and even to the point where my wife and I have talked about even downsizing. I mean, we have a lovely home, and you know, and I had to say to myself, and I'm just being honest, family, I had to really, really think about this, you know. Do the things that I have, do they have control over me, or do I have control over it? I had to really think about that. And I had to be honest. at a point, I was beginning to let the things control me. And once I really saw this, it didn't look good. It really didn't look good. And so my wife and I, we're making this transition. We're making this transition, and hopefully, with the blessing of the Most High, I can not only downsize, but I can begin to remove myself from that spiritual stronghold that the world has on me. Separate myself from the the temptation of this world. And a lot of people don't like to look at that. And again, like I said, I have a lot of growing to do. I have a lot of learning, and you know, once I really saw it, for a minute, it just really didn't look good. But I'm glad the Most High gave me the strength to be honest with myself. So then I can go to Him and ask for the strength to to defeat this. So anyway, so like I said, but this what Shavuot is about. It's about seeing if you're without blemish. With things have a stronghold on you. The things that cause you to stumble, to cause you to fall. Are you willing to let those things go? Do those things have a stronghold on you? You know. So anyway, family. Like I said, it's Feast of Week, Shavuot. You know. Don't look at the next person. Don't look at the nations. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. With that being said, as usual, peace, love, shalom.